This is the Insta360 One RS. It's a slight upgrade to the Insta360 One R, and here are 35 things you need to know about it. Let's go! Just like the One R, the One RS is a modular 4K point-and-shoot action camera and a 5.7K 360 action camera, so you get the best of both worlds in a single package. Thanks to the new processor in the core mod, you can now record videos up to 4K 60 frames per second with in-camera flow state stabilization. The output is an MP4 file, so you can drag and drop the video directly into any video editor of your choice. The new processor also gives faster Wi-Fi transfer times. In my test, it took 60 seconds to transfer a 1 minute 5.7K 360 video from my camera to the iPhone. The same test with the One R took 75 seconds. Unfortunately, the annoying side door on the core mod is still there, making it really difficult to open and close. The One RS battery is slightly bigger than the One R battery and has 21% more capacity. The One RS battery life will last around 80 minutes, which is 10 minutes more than the One R. The 4K mod has the biggest change in the One RS system. It's a half-inch 48 megapixel sensor for improved image quality. That's 4 times more megapixels than the One R. The mounting bracket has been redesigned with a quick release button to swap the mods more easily, has a heat dissipating design to reduce the chances of overheating, and has a built-in wind cover to reduce wind noise. The 360 mod is exactly the same as before, but the best advantage of the 360 mod is the ability to replace it in case you scuff the lenses. The 1-inch mod is also exactly the same as before, with the same resolution and frame rates. The One RS is waterproof down to 5 meters inside the mounting bracket with the side door fully closed. There are now no gaps in between the mods on the One RS, which was a major problem on the One R. The thumb screw and tripod adapter are still made out of plastic, so I've replaced them with my own aluminium counterparts to keep my camera safe. And the camera can still flex in any direction, which will ruin the invisible selfie stick effect. The video recording modes are exactly the same as before. The 4K mod can shoot up to 4K 60 frames per second, and the 360 mod can shoot up to 5.7K 30 frames per second. There are 2 new video modes. 6K widescreen mode will let you film 6K video, but it is limited to the cinematic aspect ratio only, and active HDR mode, which will let you film action videos with high dynamic range and in-camera flow state stabilization, but it is limited to 4K 30 frames per second. There are now 3 internal microphones instead of 2 for improved audio quality, but unfortunately I cannot provide sample audio of the internal mics because there is an issue with my core mod. The cold shoe mount is an additional accessory which you can clip on top of the mounting bracket, so you can mount an external microphone. The One RS has a new audio adapter with a 3.5mm jack on top to plug in an external microphone, and a USB-C port on the bottom to allow for charging. You can now choose a mic gain setting in camera to control the audio levels. This is an audio test with the Insta360 One RS and the Rode Wireless Go 2. I've set the mic gain on the One RS to 0 dB and the mic gain on the Go 2 to -18 dB, and this is what it sounds like. Tap Q to access the quick menu, which is a list of your favorite modes and settings. You can change the settings and save it so you don't have to set it again. With the 4K mod, you can tap field of view to choose the field of view you prefer. The Insta360 app is by far the best way to reframe 360 video. The video quality from the app is more than good enough for TikTok, Instagram or Facebook. One of my favorite features is Viewfinder. When I hold down the record button, I can move my phone around to reframe the 360 video, and it makes me feel like I'm a cameraman capturing the moment in real time. In the Insta360 app, when you export a 4K shot from the single shot editor, then you can export the shot in up to 4K resolution, 60 frames per second at 125 megabits per second. When you export a reframed 5.7K 360 shot from the single shot editor, then you can export the shot in up to 1080p resolution, 30 frames per second at 75 megabits per second. If you use the story editor to edit any of your One RS footage, then the max export resolution is 1440p at 30 frames per second at 100 megabits per second. If you prefer editing on desktop, then there are a couple of ways you can reframe your 360 video. You can reframe 360 video in Insta360 Studio, export the video clips, and then import the video clips into any video editor of your choice. Or you can use the Premiere Pro no-stitch workflow, where you can import the raw camera files directly into Premiere Pro and use the GoPro Effects reframe plugin to reframe your 360 videos. Or you can process the raw camera files into MP4 files via Insta360 Studio and import the 360 files into any 360 video editor of your choice, like Final Cut Pro. The One RS Twin Edition with the 4K mod and 360 mod will retail for £499.99 in the UK and $549.99 in the US. If you have the One R already, then you can upgrade any of your mods to the latest mod. You can upgrade the One R core to the One RS core, but if you use the new core with the old One R battery, then you might get less battery life because the new core uses more power. You can upgrade the One R 4K mod to the One RS 4K mod, but if you use the One RS 4K mod with the old core, then you won't get in-camera flow state stabilization. You can upgrade the One R battery to the One RS larger capacity battery, but then the larger battery won't fit in your One R mounting bracket. So should you upgrade your One R to the One RS? Well, if you use the 360 mod most of the time, then I would say no, because there's nothing new to improve your 360 videos. But if you use the 4K mod most of the time, then I would say maybe, because you can use the upgraded 48 megapixel half-inch sensor to get better video quality. Should you upgrade your One X2 to the One RS? Well, no, because the One X2 is still the best 360 camera on the market. I think the One RS is for those who want the best of both worlds, 4K video and 360 video. I want to save money having one camera system instead of buying two cameras. Overall, I think it's pretty clear why it's called the One RS and not the One R2. It is a small upgrade, but it is a modular action camera, so hopefully in the future we will see an update to the 360 mod. And until then, if you learned something new, hit the like button, subscribe for more One RS and One X2 tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.